Well, Herman Bell brutally murdered 3 police officers decades ago. Now, the only thing standing between him and freedom is a lawsuit from one of those officers' widows.
We can't defend what they did. It should never have happened. When you kill a police officer, you don't get let out of jail. You're in there for life.
Well, Diane Piagentini is fighting the state parole board at a hearing today, saying that they did not follow procedures required by law during Herman Bell's parole hearing. New York City Councilman Joe Borelli just met with her daughters last weekend, and he joins us now live. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you.
So tell us first about the meeting that you had with his daughters.
Well, it was great. You know, they're still involved in supporting the families of other police officers who were killed in the line of duty, and we had a charity gala for a Blue Lives Matter Foundation, and they were some of our guests, and they were, you know, just eager to help families that sadly they went through 47 years ago.
Yeah, and the brutality of this crime is something that people should remember and be aware of.
Well, I mean, that's what makes it so heinous. You know, when is life without parole the actual sentence? Is it when you kill one person? Is it when you kill 2 people? This person killed 3 people. He killed 2 New York City police officers as they walked back to their patrol car. The first cop, Waverly Jones, he shot in the back of the head and he died instantly. The second cop, Diane's husband, was begging for his life. He was looking up at Herman Bell, the guy on screen right now. He was saying, I have a wife, I have daughters. And Herman Bell made the decision to pull the trigger. 22 times he shot him with his own revolver. Then months later, he goes out to San Francisco.
Across the country,
pulls a shotgun on Sergeant John Young, murders him in cold blood, while his accomplice tries to plant dynamite in the police station. The bomb didn't go off, but the intention was to kill every single officer in the Ingleside Police Precinct.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the case study in a miscarriage of justice. This is someone who should be behind bars and should die in prison if they weren't marched to the electric chair to begin with.
Right. So if you do something like this and you don't either get death or life in prison, then who does? And why are we at this point even talking about the possibility of him getting out?
So the parole board, which Governor Cuomo appoints people, had allowed this person to receive parole a couple of months ago. And I want to credit the New York City Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, because this is 47 years after the fact, and they are still fighting this case like it happened last year.
And pause for a moment, because we have a statement from them. We can bring that up. The Patrolmen's Benevolent Association president says this: just as police have laws dictating their arrest powers, the parole board also has laws to follow, and failure to follow them has consequences.
And one of those laws was that a requirement that they read the sentencing minutes from Herman Bell's original sentencing. And if they did, they would have seen Herman Bell's own lawyer saying that this man is beyond rehabilitation. Right? This is a person who had, in his short time out of prison, led a lifetime of crime. And as a result, the Piagentini daughters, who I had the pleasure of meeting, they still bear the pain of knowing that their father looked up at Herman Bell in his last moments, and it was their face that he saw before this guy brutally killed it. This is a case, this should be, you know, a case for the ages if this is allowed to stand.
And you mentioned what his lawyer had to say, Herman Bell's lawyer, saying that they know they don't have a legal leg to stand on, in addition to being wrong on the substantive law. The PBA has no legal standing to bring the case to court.
It's sad. I mean, the parole board said that they credit him with playing the flute, you know, that he learned some things in prison. This is a guy who became sorry for this crime, according to him, in 2012. In 2009 is when he was actually convicted of killing Sergeant John Young, thanks to forensic evidence so many years later. This is a guy who's not sorry.
Who's on this parole board?
These are people that Governor Cuomo appoints, and this is a guy who wants to be president. This really questions the judgment of whether we want this person to go to higher office.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. And keep us up to date. Let us know what happens.